Hi, I'm Teresa Riley, the Chancellor at the University of Arkansas, Fort Smith.
And I'm Michael Seiter. I'm the owner of Seiter Design Co. in Fort Smith.
Okay, wonderful. Michael, thank you so much for having us here for the Chancellor Connection. We're thrilled to be able to feature you as an alum of the university and your business. So tell me a little bit about your relationship to UA Fort Smith.
I started UA Fort Smith in 2012 in the engineering program, and I did that for about a year and a half. About a year or so into engineering, I realized I had started doing some computer modeling, 3D modeling for that, and I realized I really liked that. And that was kind of closer to the hands-on thing I was looking for, instead of just kind of sitting behind the scenes.
I think one of the things you mentioned to me before was that you did some internships while you were in college.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about that experience.
I worked at another print shop in town in college for about 2 years, and they didn't do quite the same thing that we do, but that got me started. And that kind of a step of toward actually making my own first t-shirt.
Tell me how you got started with this business.
And I started off in the spare bedroom of my first house.
Oh.
Just after work, From there, it got a little bigger. I started doing stuff for some other people instead of just printing my own stuff. And then I ended up finding a good deal on some manual screen printing equipment. So I convinced my grandparents to let me move it all into their shop, and I worked out of there for a whole winter, and then realized that I needed some heating and cooling, and then
Right.
somewhere for somebody to come pick stuff up from, because behind my grandparents' house wasn't working too well. So I made the jump to move out here to the Chaffee Crossing at the barracks, and the rest is kind of history.
So as a young alum of the university, what advice would you give?
Take the opportunity as soon as you can. There's not going to be a perfect time. The money's not always going to add up. Don't spend all your life savings at once, but be smart about it.
Well, and one of the opportunities for us is our Center for Economic Development. Our students and our faculty, staff, and community members who have ideas about creating a small business can use our Arkansas Small Business and Technology Development Center, which is down at the Bakery District.
Right.
We help people go from having that idea of the way that they could be entrepreneurs all the way to making that come to fruition.
And I would recommend any, young alumni take advantage of that kind of stuff, because trying to figure it out on your own is not always easy, and it takes a lot longer. And you can't always do everything by yourself. So use the resources that you have and the connections that you make through UA Fort Smith.